Hey guys, welcome back to another episode with the Podkat. As always, not as always, honestly, I've been gone for a while. So.
Yeah, you've been gone
Not
for
as
a
always,
long
but
time.
back to the basics. We have Andrew here as usual, Kaede, myself, Tosin. How you guys been?
Man, we've been good. We've been good without you, and we're happy that you're back. So we'll continue from where we stopped. It's been
really good. I won't lie, because while Tosin was away, we've been doing the whole virtual recording.
Yeah.
That's been fun. I won't lie. It's definitely been, I don't know if convenient as well. Just being able to pull up your laptop, put on your stuff and record. That's been nice. But also this also has like a feel to it that you can't get over.
Yep.
And also, it's been nice to take the back seat as a viewer.
How was it?
Yeah, I was actually
Like, it's very different because when I watched like the full episode, especially like the one with IoT, like it just gave a different perspective on how other podcasters work. One, and also like kind of like the synergy between you guys. Like, you know what I'm saying? We all have different perspectives on this team. But then a lot of times I feel like we agree on like certain things that we just need like an outsider to be like, nah, I don't see things that way. Like, and IoT definitely knows a lot about, sports in general, especially like the Nigerian team.
Yeah.
It was very good to see like someone actually, put in the work for years to just learn more about just like Nigerian industry, the players, like how they develop in different like leagues and all that kind of stuff. So that was dope to see, and also just seeing you guys hold your own too was fire. And then also the quick like recap that you had, that was good to see as well. Like,
I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, I enjoyed it too. It was fun.
And the last one we had to with Samuel, that one was NBA. Even that they wanted to speak about Champions League too, but we spoke so much about NBA. I guess sometimes you just really get into the conversation, and when we're running up that conversation, it's like, bro, we've been here for.
We scheduled to be there for like 45 minutes. We did it for like 1 hour plus.
Wow,
bro. Yeah. So just like so that was definitely nice. So anyways, getting started on today. I guess this is something new, where at least for today's episode we're trying something different. So I have a question for, I guess, Andrew and Tosin, and we're going to see how good of guessers they are and how much they know their history.
I feel like Kaide has already given Andrew the spill, man. Like,
no.
Andrew looks a little too confident.
No. But on the good side, though, you guys are on the same team.
Yeah. We're not
competing against each other. Fair enough.
It's just more of like, let's see, both of you working together to guess this.
Got you.
So the first one, and for the viewers, like, I'm starting light, so in case anyone thinks this is too easy, right? So the first thing I have here is, these are quizzes, in form of questions. What top 10 Premier League teams when it comes to wins? So most wins for, I guess, Premier League team with the most wins.
So the top history. 10 of them.
So this is since Premier League started.
Yes, the Premier League started.
Not like.
Yeah, not
current
league, not like
team.
league history.
Liverpool, obviously.
Yeah.
One. Chelsea.
Yes.
What level is Liverpool? What number is
Liverpool is third.
Chelsea is
fourth.
Chelsea's fourth. Okay.
Yeah.
Arsenal now.
Yeah, Arsenal is second.
And Man U is first.
Man U is first.
Easy.
Man U first, Arsenal second, Liverpool third, Chelsea fourth. Okay.
Tottenham has to be there.
Tottenham fifth.
Everton.
Seventh. That's a good guess.
Seventh. City. Man City.
City sixth.
Damn, City is sixth.
Yeah.
They've been
on the road.
Walking, and let's not forget Mancini, all those guys. They've been on the road. So I guess these three. You guys have tried everything you've said so far has been correct.
So 7. No, so
three more.
Don't fuck it up.
No. I know the next one. I want you to just say, but
nah, you
try.
Okay. The team has to have stayed in the league for a long time. So Aston Villa.
Yo, I was gonna say that.
Nice guess. They're ninth. Yeah,
they're ninth.
So two more.
2 more. Okay, you go. Kind of obvious though.
Guy,
I don't even know what team is next.
I wanted to say it, I'm not sure, man.
go ahead.
Good guess now.
Southampton.
Nah.
No. Southampton, they've not been in the league consistently enough to.
We've already mentioned Spurs, have
Yeah, we
we?
mentioned Spurs.
Yeah, of
Yeah.
course.
This is tough.
You guys want any clues? If you let me know if you want clues.
No, just give us
Oh, West Ham.
West
West
Ham
Ham.
10th.
Yeah.
They're 10th. So one more.
Then, can you tell me where the team is? Can you tell us where the team is?
That'll give it away.
Yeah,
no?
that will give it away.
No, not one letter. I will give
That will
it
give
to
it
you.
away.
Well, like, is it north, south, or central?
Is a team that has been decent in recent seasons or even overperforming in recent seasons.
In the Premier League currently.
Yes.
That's crazy. Overperforming. Oh, Newcastle.
Yeah.
Newcastle is
Newcastle,
eighth.
yeah.
Newcastle it was eighth.
Yeah, they're 8th, yeah.
I
I was
forgot.
expecting Newcastle because Newcastle had a good like there was a
Yeah,
time
they had a
like,
time when they were
Yeah,
dominating.
so,
Yeah,
and they've not been relegated.
they've been around.
Well, yeah.
They came back and they've stayed.
Yeah. So yeah, that's top 10 for
Damn,
anyone that was
Newcastle.
guessing. But
I don't know why we didn't think about that.
yeah, it's just one of those things where on the spot,
Who was before Newcastle? Aston Villa?
no,
Spurs.
Aston Villa was 9. So the list is so Man U, Arsenal, Liverpool, Chelsea, Spurs, Man City, Everton, Newcastle, Aston Villa, West Ham United.
Damn.
And if you guys want bonus rounds, and I'll give you props for this one, Southampton are 11th.
Yeah, because
So that's a good guess.
I know Southampton, like I know like they've also had a decent run in the Premier League.
Yeah,
for a
Blackburn are 12th. Even though they've not
When
been in
was
the
the last
league,
time
bro.
Blackburn
Blackburn haven't been here for a while, so them being soft is
Where's Leicester?
interesting. Leicester is 14th.
How about Sunderland?
Fulham 15th, Crystal Palace 16th. Who did you ask?
Sunderland.
Sunderland 18th.
That's good.
Yeah,
That's
well,
good. That's good.
Anyways, that's
hope
really nice
our
history.
listeners learned something.
Yeah, I hope
today.
you guys that were guessing, I hope you guessed right.
Lock
though.
in.
I don't think anyone guessed correctly, but you can let us know in the comments.
So next one I have on the list here is most goals conceded in a Premier League season. So let's hear your
In a game?
No, in the
Or
whole
in-
season.
in a whole season.
Yeah, like goal difference. The one that collected the most.
Damn, this is the
And
bottom team, man.
The thing with this as well is
Bottom.
I don't know if I should do top 10 teams or top 10, but top 10 goals considered has a team that appeared there twice. If that makes any sense.
And that's fine.
Okay, so
So
top
you
10,
let
yes.
us
I'll
know
let you
you
know where.
count- you
Okay,
count them
so
twice.
you just give me a list of 9.
I'm guessing Derby County.
Yeah, Derby County for sure.
Those guys
Derby
are
County, they're
bad. Sunderland.
4th place.
Sunderland for sure.
Sunderland, no.
Wow.
There's
First
no
L.
Sunderland.
Luton
Wigan.
Town.
So Luton Town, no.
Wigan.
Wigan, no.
Wait, oh.
Fulham for sure.
Fulham, yes. Fulham is the team that appeared twice.
There's these guys that are relegated. I think Norwich.
Norwich, yes.
Yeah.
Burnley.
Burnley, yes.
QPR.
No.
Brentford.
Brentford, no.
Brighton.
Brighton, no.
I
So,
think top teams
am I-
in there.
Top teams, yeah, I won't say top. There are any top teams. There's another
Wigan
team.
isn't there?
No,
I
Wigan
already
isn't
said
there.
Wigan.
There's another team.
Portsmouth.
No, there's another team in Prem this season that you guys are not mentioning.
Oh,
Brentford.
it starts from N. Nottingham Forest.
Nottingham Forest.
Actually, I'm sorry. There are 2 teams you guys have mentioned that are in current Prem.
Current Prem. Aston Villa.
No,
West Ham.
no. I'll give you an idea. They are also in a relegation battle.
Everton.
No.
Wait, there's Luton FC.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
There's Brentford is in relegation battle. Who haven't
I
listed?
don't know why I'm blanking now.
They were red.
That's why I said Nottingham, but I can't think about the other team that was
I
red.
mean, you mentioned Sunderland, but it's not Sunderland. They also start with an S.
Wait, which other team start with an S?
In Premier League.
Relegation battle.
This is annoying because I know the team, but I can't remember. Premier League.
Arsenal give them, was he 8 or 6 or something?
Just played them.
Damn.
Stoke. No, not
No.
Stoke.
But wait, Stoke there? Okay, Stoke is not there actually.
Wait. Mention all the
Yes.
teams in the Premier League now, like from the bottom, or just any team you know.
In the Premier League right now, Luton,
See these guys, they are struggling to mention relegation battle teams.
Brentford,
Oh,
Burnley,
this is crazy. Yo.
who else?
I don't know. Is the team
Okay.
in London?
No, they're in London.
Bro, you might have to give us this one, man. Actually, wait till you get.
I won't even give you this one. The other teams are not. So there's another team in here that plays in championship right now.
Leicester
Swansea.
City.
No, not Swansea.
Leicester
Swansea,
City.
Swansea
No,
on the
Leicester.
list though.
No, they're not on the list. No Swansea. I feel there are some here that might be hard guesses, to be honest.
2 teams in
There's one you've not guessed though, surprisingly as
Yeah,
well.
2.
Yellow. They wear yellow.
Norwich.
Norwich.
I said
You
Norwich.
said Norwich.
You sure?
Yes.
Have I counted it?
Yes, you counted.
Okay, but Wolves as well.
Yeah, I said Wolves. You just guessed Wolves. That's correct.
Wolves is one of the
Wolves
teams.
was one of the team. No, you didn't say Wolves.
You
Okay.
didn't say Wolves,
You
nigga.
didn't say Wolves. Wolves is one of the teams.
That
So,
was-
so now one
recorded.
more.
It's recorded.
So
Recorded.
one more Premier League team though. Like one more
Wolves are on the
current,
relegation
one more
battle,
current
though.
Premier League team.
Wolves are in the relegation battle.
No, they're not. They're not.
Who's the other S team?
I can't believe you guys are not guessing this.
I know I would be like, what the fuck when you say it? It's not Swans. Swans is not even Premier League.
Please just tell me who their striker is. I can't think anymore.
Omo,
Wait, Solanke's team?
No. What's
What's
their
Solanke's
striker's
team?
name?
Um,
Mick Brady, Abi Mick, whatever, Mick Bond, or what's that guy's name?
Still making it harder. I know everything I know, but I can't just like.
what's
say
Solanke's
it.
team? Bournemouth. Is Bournemouth in?
No,
in-
Bournemouth.
Bournemouth
Is
is
Bournemouth on the list?
They're
No.
not going to be the ones. S is just was freaking me out because I know the team. We just played them.
Okay, anyways, the other teams though. Yeah, now I'm starting to feel like you guys won't guess the other teams.
Yeah,
Because the other ones are championship teams, like.
Okay, just give us the list then.
Okay.
Educate us.
So, anyways,
Have you found it?
look at this unserious bunch of guys.
Yes, Sheffield.
Yeah, you should have told us the ends with United, man. Bro, Sheffield is
The
crazy.
fact you guys, well, I feel like that would have been too easy telling you ends with United. So I said they were red. I was like their bottom 3, like
Their striker.
I forgot, man.
I give you guys
completely
everything,
forgot
man.
that team existed.
So,
I
anyways,
swear.
Oh, Sheffield Wednesday. Are they on the
no,
list?
they're not there. So the other teams,
Nottingham. Okay, no.
Swindon Town,
Okay.
Ipswich Town,
Ipswich
Ipswich,
Town. for
yeah.
sure.
and then Barnsley.
Oh,
I
yeah,
feel
those
like
guys.
Barnsley would have
those
had
guys.
to guess. So I guess for everyone watching, I'll give you guys a top 10. So Swindon, they considered 100 goals.
100. That's
Yeah.
crazy.
That's massive.
They considered
100 is crazy.
100 goals. You have Sheffield 97, and Sheffield, most importantly, and counting. So Sheffield might actually
Oh,
break
they're
that.
at 7 now.
Yes, they're 97 now.
Wow,
And
that's a
season is not done.
record-breaking team.
And there's no way they are not considering 4 more goals. So they would break the 100 mark.
Oh, 100 is the
100 is the highest. Then you have Ipswich Town next with 93, Derby County with 89, Fulham with 85, Norwich with 84.
In this season, you need
Wolves.
you need help. There's 6 games, you concede 100 goals.
Wolves with 82, Burnley with 82,
These numbers are just
Barnsley with
blowing my head
82,
right now.
Fulham with 81. So
All these
Fulham
teams,
twice.
they must have been relegated, right?
Oh yeah. If
You
I call you consider
Follow
you
100,
getting
stay for
relegated.
Maybe you're scoring just as much.
Anyways, so thanks guys for listening on that.
Yeah, for
So let's
learning.
know. I mean, like, you guys should be honest. Like, let's know if you actually get some of this.
And
things
how
right.
many? Yeah, how many did you?
How many
get?
did you actually
Yeah,
get right?
especially
of
the
10?
second one. Like, I would like to know who got everything.
Yeah, I doubt anyone got everything. But, you know,
But we'll
it'll
see.
be interesting. And then on that note of losing or conceding or losers, whichever we want to look at it, let's actually speak about the Premier League in terms of managers, right? And so in terms of managers, I want to get you guys' thoughts on who should definitely change their manager for next season. You know, we don't need to go through all the teams or anything, but just like if there's any 1 or 2 managers you feel like, oh, they should definitely change their manager going into next season,
I have a take on this, and it piggybacks off like last season of our recording of
Yeah.
our podcast. I don't know if you guys recall, but I used to say that Chelsea's problem was never the manager,
Mm-hmm.
and I still stand on that. It's still not the manager.
Mm-hmm.
It's obviously not the manager. I don't know why you as a Chelsea fan
So
disagreed with
Yeah,
me
yeah,
then.
yeah.
PFA has always been fine with switching
Exactly.
whatever manager.
No,
But
no,
you
no,
know, I'm
no,
saying
but
the issue is not about switching managers.
But I never disagreed. I've said the owners had problems.
No, I'm
I've
telling
always
you,
said that. But I've said the manager also has a part to play.
But which manager now? Because we've changed so much now.
I know, but it doesn't still mean like because you're changing managers doesn't mean you're not still changing to the wrong managers. Like if the problem was a whole pie, for instance, or 100% right,
Mm-hmm.
the owners for me hold 50% of Chelsea's problems.
Mm-hmm.
I'll give the manager like 35, and then the players maybe 15.
Cool. And we had that same. You had that same analogy when it was
Potter.
who Potter,
Potter,
and
Lampard.
then
Tuchel.
Tuchel and then Lampard.
Oh no, Tuchel. I never wanted him to sack Tuchel though.
Okay, let's just say
But
Potter.
you were fine with Tuchel going because you felt like
Yeah, I felt like but at the same time, like I was not. It was one of those things where just like you know what, fair enough, we're so bad right now. But again, my problem with that Tuchel, at first I was on board with it. So I was just like, you know what, like for a change. But for Potter was where I was like, okay, I don't agree with this.
Okay, my own take is basically I don't think Chelsea should sack their manager,
Mhm.
which is fine. I feel like you should stick to a project and let the project like reap the harvest of your hard work. Chelsea's going through hard times now, and I feel like if they keep switching their manager, they're going to elongate these hard times. Stick to a project.
I completely agree with that, but like, why would you stick to a project with the wrong manager?
We Arsenal started with
Arteta is not the
Arteta.
wrong manager though.
That's what we in our first season with Arteta, we thought he was the wrong manager.
No, but-
I was Arteta out.
No, but let me tell you the difference. Difference is Poch. We've seen Poch as well. Arteta does not really have track record for you to use. Do you get what I'm saying? But Poch is like the problems Poch has had in other teams as to why he's not more successful. It's the same problems now. So it's just like again, just for me, it's just like he's not
But
the
Poch
right
has never
guy.
had the players.
So which players does he have in Chelsea though? Like realistically speaking.
But he can get the players in Chelsea. That's the difference.
That's where I was going to say that Chelsea's problem currently is not the manager.
But-
or
And
the-
honestly,
it's
Poch
not the
does,
players.
But
does have
PSG.
the players. Does have the players with
Spurs.
Like I mean with
PSG.
Chelsea. No, with Chelsea.
Which players?
Like the only person you're missing on for Chelsea to compete for a potential title is a striker.
Which
You
title?
genuinely believe that?
Which title?
But you
Like
Yeah,
FA
which
Cup or
title is a
like,
good
Carling
question
Cup?
too?
the Premier League.
Nah,
It's not possible.
honestly, nah. Even if they had a,
Let me-
they had a
let me-
20
What
goal
players
striker,
do Arsenal have to compete for a Premier League title?
Arsenal can be a team that you can say if they had a striker, they will get a title.
Exactly.
But not Chelsea.
So what players does Arsenal have that like?
Arsenal has a team that is working, man. Chelsea is not a team; it's just a group of boys
That can
But-
play
that can
ball.
play football individually.
Yeah, but those are the players I'm talking about. You have to make it a team.
No, but Tosin,
Yeah, but I'm saying if they find the missing piece that you're saying is just a striker, I feel like even if they get an amazing striker, it won't still change anything.
yeah,
We'll get them more goals.
score more goals, and
Well,
will be a better position.
end
and
like fifth or
position,
so.
like, yeah, but we're not like
But you're not immediately going to compete for a title. Like you're going to progress.
But that's
Like
kind of what you said. If,
okay, let me rephrase that. Right, Chelsea get a striker, they improve next season.
yeah.
If
Sure.
they play consistently under Poch, the same way Arteta has players playing under him, the next season after that you can compete for a title.
that's what I'm saying.
So
That's
I
exactly
think
what
they
I'm
should
saying.
stick with it, and I also believe that like Chelsea would have been in a better position right now. I don't want to say like competing for Champions League because if I'm being honest, do I believe they would have? Yes. Who knows what would have happened? Like whatever the case may be, but if they had a better striker, like no
Yeah,
doubt
but-
Chelsea is competing for something tangible this season.
So here's my thing, right? And why I agree with the better striker is like if we had a better striker, we could have even beaten Liverpool in Capital One. Do you get what I'm saying? If we had a better striker, we could have beaten City in FA Cup semis.
Yep.
Right. But when it comes to and the beauty of cup games is that it gives you opportunity to win games, like to win trophies, because you don't have to be consistent. It's just we have a cup game coming up. Everybody kind of
Let's lock in.
Let's lock in. But like when it comes to league winning the league, you have to be consistent over 38 games that you're playing week in, week out. So for those games, you have to be consistent. Like you have to be locked in every single week. So
Yeah.
it's much harder, right? But my thing with Chelsea, Sha, before moving on from this, is when you look at, I feel like even back to Arteta, when you looked at Arteta's Arsenal in the first season, as frustrating as it was for an Arsenal fan, it's like you can see what he's doing or what he's trying to do. You get what I'm saying? At least I felt like I could. Where it's just like, this guy is being too stubborn, it's not working. This one down, down, down. For Chelsea, I feel this season, for everything I've watched, it just looks like a bunch of players just going out to play ball.
So you haven't
And
seen
it's based
games
off of-
where like you guys have maybe had the lead and then you've seen like the plan that Poch has been executed.
Barely. Like obviously, I'm not gonna sit down here and say there's no game where I'm sitting and watching and I'm like, okay, this looks like something the coach has put together. But I'm saying like I've not seen that nearly enough for me to even believe that
Really?
this guy is even trying to put something together.
I feel like there's stints in every Chelsea game where you kind of see the playbook of what Poch is trying to do. Like the way they play from the back, like the passes that go through, and then you see those chances that are missed. When you go back and you look at how they're created, I feel like you can identify how Chelsea is trying to play.
But my disagreement with that is I see what you're saying in reference to those games, but I personally believe it's actually more IQ play from our players in a good instances of that. And the reason I'm saying that is because a lot of times there's no repetition. You get what I'm saying? Like, you know how you watch some teams and it's just like, once this guy has the ball, maybe like Saka always makes that run, or Martinelli always makes that run, or this guy, you know what I'm saying? It's just like there's a pattern where you don't have to always look up to know for a fact. Like, there's sometimes you might try that pass and it doesn't go through because the player didn't make the run. But just understanding that, as I'm receiving the ball in this center circle, knowing that Thiago Silva and Chalobah are behind me, once I turn around, I know Gusto is taking this space, this person is taking that space. So in that sense, I don't think so. And then defensively as well, till today, we're so clueless when we lose the ball.
That's one thing I was about to say, because when it comes to Arsenal, they do this thing where we've survived a lot of games this season, especially based off defensive traps that we've been set, like offside traps. It might seem like we're being lucky with VAR, but our offside lines are always, the last man is always Gabriel.
Yeah.
And once Gabriel is not running, everybody behind, like the last four defenders, were all not running. We're setting that trap and it always works every time.
Yeah.
Teams like Chelsea, teams like Man U, when they try all those kind of traps, it
But-
backfires because they're not used to it.
The thing with Chelsea though is not offside traps because they don't even try
They
that.
didn't even
I'll
try
tell you
it.
that. But it's like, for instance, if I said, how sometimes we're playing ball and just like, bro, you can't lose the ball there. It doesn't even look like Chelsea, like we have that kind of coaching. Like, you get what I'm saying? And I'm saying that from a place of like, there are passes where the last man can make where it's like, bro, there's no reason for you to be making that pass. That clearly, like, that's something your coach has not drilled in your head that you should not be.
Wait, I have a
trying to
question.
do that.
Sorry for interrupting you again. But it feels like, Chelsea did not have any other competition this season. They played just Premier League and FA Cup. I'm very sure they had a lot of time in training and coaching.
Yeah, that's my whole
And I'm sure
point.
the
It's
coach would have drilled all these basics because these are basics.
Yeah, but
Coach-
they're not there. Like,
Yeah, so it's not the coach's fault that the players are not doing what he has told them.
that's a
you
lazy
can't tell me
way.
coach does not drop
That's a
playbook for them.
That's a lazy way to look at it.
Kaede, even if, like, for example, right, even if a coach has or hasn't, right, drew that to you, like, if you also watch Leicester play, there are times where, like, they make some of those passes, right, and they're able to play it around. Not Leicester, Brighton do that very well when they play some passes through the middle. An exact play that I know you're talking about is one where Badio Shile
I can't even count
passed
how many
the. I
times
just want,
yeah.
Badio Shile played the ball to Gallagher. I said I don't remember who it was, and they got the ball off him recently. I think you guys got scored on that. That is not something a coach, right? Even if he has or hasn't, that's not something a coach would miss out on to a player. And if even if he hasn't, a player making a pass like that, there's nothing a coach can do to prevent it from doing
I
it.
completely agree with that. But that's my point is, since game 1 of the season, our players have taken turns to
Make that pass.
to do things like that. So my thing is, if players are still doing the same thing today, like what's the coach there for? And there's no punishment, there's no saying it. Like I'm saying, it's just like again,
It's a thing of
I feel
respect,
I
think.
feel like what Poch does for the most part is he lets the players do what they want, and it's a thing of, well, you play to your strength, and that's why I feel Palmer stands out in the team because he's the highest IQ player on our team. So he does the most for the team, and it's very easy to see. But there's no one you can look at to the Chelsea team and say, you know what, Poch is playing in a way for Chelsea. You know, he's playing in a way where, oh, this guy has gotten better, or he highlights this person, or it's like he's playing in a way to cover this person's weakness. Like all our players have their weaknesses on display, every single one. The only person is again Palmer because he stands out. Caicedo is amazing some games, but there's some games too, like the way he plays him with Enzo is like, for instance, Caicedo has had his best games in Chelsea when Enzo is not on the pitch. Till date, Poch has not figured out a way to optimize Caicedo and Enzo on the pitch together, but he still plays both of them together the same way every day. You know what I'm saying? It's like you have Modric that does not know how to defend or track back to save his life. Not once have you said, you know what, let me play 3 at the back so that there's a left CB and a left wing back to support the left CB because Modric is back at tracking. Like you get like the idea behind players that are not amazing is that you have systems. Even Klopp has a system that highlights this, like in Liverpool speak, like he has a system that highlights the strengths of his players.
But this is the first season with Poch, no?
I know, but my point is like you have to see a step taken in the direction of that. Personally, as a Chelsea fan, I've not seen anything.
Give him another season.
Bro, you don't need to. Bro,
You need to,
chill, okay,
Stevens. I don't get what you mean.
chill, okay. Question. Is it hard to see what De Zerbi is doing with Brighton?
It's not hard, obvious.
But yeah,
Is it hard?
Alexis was there before he got
Is it hard to see what Xabi did? I'm not talking about the winning, by the way. Just like the improvement from, I think, 16 playing Bayern Leverkusen to this season.
Yeah, but he also didn't get 20 new players.
Well, that's my. But he got players. To him, those are 20 new players.
But like
they're
there's a
mixing it
system,
up.
like there's a system.
Because it's not the system from last season he's using.
Go there and improve based on whatever is already there. The team, the players know each other as well, right? So aside from you saying that, oh, there's a certain movement that players make and stuff like that, Chelsea, I feel, don't have the same or a consistent 11 on the pitch.
Whose fault is that?
Injuries, bro.
No, and even the ownership.
Not just we cannot base it off injuries.
Nkuku and Reece James. That's it. For our first 11.
But you've had a lot of like issues with Thiago Silva.
Thiago Silva, for the most part of this season, has been fit, by the way. Poch decides, bro, there's some games Thiago Silva and whoever he decides to play will play perfectly. Chilwell and Cucurella, they've been up and down. It's like they'll play literally the perfect game. The next game, he'll just start by their shoe and disassi. And it's just like, bro,
you don't know what you don't know what happened in training, bro. These things are not magical now.
You guys are missing my point. Okay, so there's something so crazy happening in training that he decides, okay, I'm not playing Thiago Silva today, I'm rotating, and then tomorrow you decide, okay, I'm going to play Thiago Silva. Like, you're not helping yourself. I feel like we definitely disagree on this one, but it's like there's no way you can convince me that we shouldn't see any signs of improvement from a coach. Like you've added this time.
Signs, honestly.
But for me, those signs are like I feel like those signs, to me, a team with no coach self of just playing together more and more can show those signs.
And I disagree.
I disagree
because of course we do, but I disagree because if we look at Lampard's stint, I don't think you would have the same sentiments.
As in what? That wasn't bad.
No, that it was terrible.
Yeah, he was.
But there were no. That is where you see no signs of what a coach is trying to accomplish.
Oh, by the way, Lampard, you can ask any Chelsea fan you know. Lampard, it's just that his own idea of football is very crazy. But Lampard actually had, you could see what Lampard was trying to do.
Really?
Yes, but it was just like, brother, this style of football you're trying to play, you must think you have an elite 11. Because Lampard was a very, I don't know how to explain this, man, but you could see what Lampard was trying to do, but it made no sense. Like, it made no sense looking at what he had and what he was trying to do. Do you get? It was not, I mean, I'm saying you could see, I'm not necessarily saying like, oh, it was at the point it was just like, oh, we could see the strong identity, but you could see what he was trying to do with the Chelsea team. But it was just like, bro, like let's be for real. Like, why do you think you can attempt this? So again, my thing with Poch is just, again, I feel I'm not expecting anything. I never expected us to win anything this season. I never expected us to even finish in top 4.
If you guys recap one of the episodes,
I know.
my prediction was Chelsea will be first.
Yeah, for sure. But I know.
Yeah,
Also,
I mean, I had them in my top 4, but that was
let's
maybe
go back. Let's go back to the main topic. But also, all my life, right, with everyone I've known, friends, family, Kayode has been the most dismissive fan in terms of coaches. I don't know if you know anyone that doesn't care.
He's a Chelsea
fan.
fan. Chelsea fans don't like
I
coaches.
don't know anyone that doesn't care to like dismiss a coach after like not even like a full season, like
3
2
months.
to 6 months of underperformance. But I don't know. It's
Is
almost
Abraham-
like
I think
he doesn't
Abraham
care. I don't feel like I don't think you've ever identified who you think would be the best coach for Chelsea. You just think you need a change.
But that's the reason I've not called for Poch to be sacked. I'm just saying what I feel. I genuinely feel he's not the right man for Chelsea and all that. Like, I don't think he has done a great job this season and all.
So the only
But
guy
I
you
don't-
feel is right for Chelsea are the guys that win trophies, technically.
No, he's
because
just saying
I'm saying like
improvements. I get where you're
because
coming
it's
from.
like is
Well,
it
I can see improvement. You can see
No,
improvement.
I can't see
I
improvements.
bro,
But
but
in
Tosin,
Chelsea's current team
but
from last
Tosin,
season.
Tosin, for you to be
No,
saying you
obviously
see,
from last
but
season,
Tosin,
yes, there's
for you to be saying you
improvement.
see improvements. Again, I'm not disagreeing that they are improvements, but I'm just saying like I don't think those are improvements worth highlighting as per like it's like yeah, Poch is doing a good job. Like see the
he's saying
improvements. Like
improvements
it's
is
like
based on the fact that these players are playing together often.
like those
They
are
are going to
improvements you
obviously
expect.
improve.
It's like if you have a minimum, if you have a
Like,
base
on a
minimum of like
minimal
okay,
level.
at the very least this should improve. It's like yes, for instance, like Chelsea have scored we've scored way more goals than we scored last season. That's a very good improvement because we suffered from scoring goals last season. Do you get what I'm saying? And it's like despite the amount of goals we scored this season, we've also missed so many where just like if we had a striker, we would have scored even more. But at the same time, Chelsea have considered the most goals we ever considered in a Premier League season since I think 1991 or something like that. Like, you get what I'm saying? So it's just like, sure, if you want to look at the positive or the
There's
positives,
some of them.
there is, but just like the negatives are also very negative. So it's like, for me, just balances out in terms of like, okay, sure, we've gone 1 step forward, 2 steps back type of thing. Again, it's just, for me, it's just not something worth. It's not, to the point you're making, I don't even disagree with that because I feel like Abramovich has subconsciously
Put it
made
inside. All Chelsea fans are they're okay
where
with
it's just like,
changing
it's
managers.
just like, bro, you didn't win this season, get out. But I know the era has changed. This is not Abramovich anymore. So like, we actually need consistency. But again, if I'm going to say, oh yeah, let's have this guy for a 5-year project, it's like, and everybody's opinion is kind of different from this one. Like, I don't think any two people would necessarily agree, but it's just difficult for me to look at Poch and be like, he has shown me enough to be like, you know what, hand him the keys for the next 5 years. I don't know who would replace Poch for, but that's why I'm also saying I'm not saying sack him.
Yeah.
It's just hard for me.
I feel like what's his name, Unai Emery will be an amazing Chelsea manager.
I don't really have thoughts on that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like he will be the
He
perfect
might,
manager for
but
Chelsea.
anyway, so I guess to just round up this question, I guess our thoughts on managers that should be sacked.
Poch would-
I mean, I think Poch would top of the list. I mean, I think without even going into it,
Actually, ETH is top of the list.
Definitely ETH. Like, there's no
Yeah,
questions.
like I don't even know how he survived.
Yeah, I
to
think
the end of the
ETH should
season.
definitely
But
be
you know,
sacked.
me and Kaidi had this conversation earlier, like a couple weeks back. The difference between Poch and ETH is that, first of all, ETH has had like a season, right? So they're saying games where Man U deserve to lose, but they found a way to edge it out with a draw or like a win.
Yeah.
And that alone has kept him in the conversation of giving him another game. Because as a team, when you lose for a streak, that's when the owners are now forced to make a move.
Yeah.
But I feel like every time we need ETH to just lose that last game, something happens,
Yeah.
it gets a draw.
And then if you put everything into context, even though Chelsea are below even Chelsea are below
Manu.
Man U, I don't think Poch has been worse than ETH.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying? Like, as much as I would say all I have to say, like,
Yeah,
has not been.
I completely agree because there's games that, as you were saying, Man U. On the other hand, Man U they were winning and they deserved to win that
And
game,
they
but they
lose or
found
they
a
draw.
way to draw the game.
Yeah.
Like last 2 minutes,
Yeah.
you're conceding
Yeah,
2 goals.
and one thing I would give Poch to as well, let's not be like I completely hate him, is that which goes back to the goals. Like, we create way more chances now compared to like
I feel like
under
that's his,
Potter
that's
and
his
Lampard.
style of play. That's something you can look at and be like, that's what he's trying to. Because that has to stand for something.
No, he does, and that's the problem.
He might not be the man that will take you guys to the golden age.
Oh, no, definitely
but
not. That
He's
one.
He's a step.
But
He's a step on the ladder.
But I even find it hard to see him being the guy that will make us like a top 4 team. Just like, staple top 4 again. It's like
Maybe
it's
from
hard.
you start from top 5.
No,
top 7.
But
Then you get there.
but
Trust me.
get the point.
We struggled.
Obviously, I know it's a step
For a
by
long
step.
time.
I'm not saying
Bro.
top 4. I'm not saying top 4 for next season. I'm saying eventually Chelsea want to, at the very least, get back to the level of top 4. So I'm saying, like, even that minimal requirement of level of top 4, I don't think Poch can get us
Consistently.
to consistently make top 4. Trophies, I don't even like. I mean, I've said it. That man did not do anything in sports. He's not coming to win nothing in Chelsea. To me, he went to PSG. Obviously, he's PSG, bro. Like, you would at the very least win League One. So yeah. Anyways, I think we can move on from this one.
I think we're all in line for ETH to.
Oh yeah,
to
ETH,
move on,
1000%.
But we're not in line for
Yeah.
Poch.
If Chelsea find the right, and here's the other thing, going back to the owners, is like, I can't trust. I can't even call for Poch to be sacked because the expectation will be like, okay, they'll sack Poch and they'll hire the right person, but they probably would not hire the right person, and that's the problem. You'll sack Poch, put someone there to that
They will start the cycle again.
exactly, but it just takes finding the right person. So it's like I don't even trust them to find the right person. So I would rather Poch stay, even though I'm not hopeful in any way that he's going to improve us any much better than we are right now. And the only hope I have with Chelsea improving, and I can't even say back to winning ways because I honestly don't see that happening in the next 5 years at the very minimum, is when players like maybe say Rich James comes back, say he's able to play without injuries, say Nkunku comes back, he's able to like actually integrate because he's not integrated in the team. He has played 10 games for us. It's like if our best players can come back and actually properly integrate, there's some times where because of how good your players are, it can cover up for certain things. I feel like that's the only hope Chelsea has to cover up for the manager.
Yeah, hopefully.
But yeah.
Prepare for the worst and hope for the best.
Yeah, I think speaking on Chelsea, we can jump into our next topic, which is who do you guys think is the PFA Player of the Year and the Young PFA Player of the Year? Andrew.
For me, I think awards like this just depend on who wins the league at the end of the day. For PFA especially, depends on who wins the league or who scores the most goals. At the moment, Man City has the upper hand to win the league, technically, and
Arsenal has
on top of the
right
table.
now.
Man City has the
one
upper
game
hand to
in,
win the league, technically.
Yeah, sure.
Technically, it's there
But
for a reason.
help me shake him, man. Congrats on the title, by the way.
Oh.
Top of the guy, help me shake him. Guy, shake him now. Don't hang him.
Wait, top of the league.
Yeah, bro. Top of the league, bro.
In
3 more games,
April?
bro. So
Come on, bro. Give me.
congrats, bro.
Technically, Man City have the upper hand to still win the league,
Mhm.
even if Arsenal is trying to put up a challenge.
Okay.
So obviously, and the highest goal scorer in the league is also Haaland.
Yeah, I'm
So
Palmer.
obviously, Haaland,
No, yeah, I'm just saying I'm Palmer. Continue.
who is the top goal scorer in the league?
It's tied. Haaland and Palmer.
Haaland scored today.
Oh shit, that's true.
What are you saying? Haaland scored today. It's Haaland and it's clear. No, don't be tired anything here.
Don't worry, we'll be back. We'll be back.
Cool. So Haaland, because Haaland,
Premier League Player of the Year.
yeah, Haaland will be PFA.
Oh, no, not for me,
no,
bro.
What?
That's if they win the league. That's
Yeah,
what I'm
even
saying.
if they win the
Doesn't
league.
matter, even if they
But yeah, that's you're saying Haaland and
I'm
then
saying
young
Haaland.
PFA.
It's like 10 games.
Bro, I know in his games. That's and he's
Yeah,
still
I
the
know.
highest goal scorer.
And then who's
That's
your young PFA?
Young player would probably be Foden.
Foden.
Foden, he's
No,
is that
Foden.
an,
I don't think Foden qualifies.
How old is Foden?
I'm not sure. But
He's
I'm not-
24 now. Young player is from 24 below.
No, because I was looking at some list, unless that list was incorrect. But Foden,
So is Foden older than 24? Or is it from 24?
I think it's not just you were 24, and I think it depends on when. It depends on your
what?
your month or something like that. Because if it's 2025 at some point this year, but I don't think it's that old.
Okay, if it's not Foden, then who are the options on the
That's but because the list I saw had like Saka, had Maino, had Palmer, had
Maino.
Yeah, had Garnacho.
Was Harvey Elliott in there?
Yeah, Elliott was there. Like no, I'm just saying by age. I'm not saying list of people that should win it. I'm just saying like by people that qualify for that.
So Foden doesn't. How doesn't?
Foden, I don't think Foden.
How old is Phil Foden, please? Because I want to check how Phil Foden's age.
Let me see.
And how old is?
So he's 23.
And
he's
how
turning
old is
24 this year.
Well, honestly, I think the PFA player of the year.
Saka is 22. So I think he's under 23.
It's under 23, I think.
Yeah, I don't think it's 20. I don't think.
Can you confirm?
I mean, I'm not. But I don't think Foden qualifies.
Cool. Let's say without Phil Foden, then it'll obviously be Saka. There's no other player.
Fair enough.
Kopama.
Yeah, don't worry. Tosin, give your own. Leave him. He's whining. It's only Saka.
I just gave you my own reasons why.
No. I think that's fair.
This thing.
So where's Kopama in all of this?
Kopama have an amazing season. It's good. Bro, you can't remember when Charlie Austin scored like 20 goals for Southampton and they relegate. Nobody cares, bro. If you are going to
be can't win PFA
middle
for
of the
that
table,
now.
Nobody cares.
No, I know, but you don't give him PFA for. You don't be relegated player PFA.
That's what I'm trying to explain.
But I'm sure he was not the highest goal scorer that season.
I'm telling you my take. You're asking me for what
I know.
I'm telling you why I feel they will give Haaland. Haaland will be there because if they win the league, and if Saka wins the league, they will give Saka.
No,
PFA.
but I'm saying who do you think should?
Okay, who do I think should win PFA?
Yeah.
Kopama and the young player of the year, Kopama. I don't know what you want me to say. I've said what I want to say, and you're still asking me the same question.
Justin, please just say.
I'll go for young PFA Kopama, and then for PFA, I have to go with
Salah.
No, he's been terrible this season. He's just put numbers on the board.
So who?
I think Phil Foden if Man City win.
Yeah.
If Man City win, I think Phil Foden, and if Arsenal win, maybe. I mean, there's a chance.
I think Rice or Odegaard. I don't think Saka wins it if Arsenal win. By the way.
Oh, like for the PFA or young
PFA.
Yeah. I don't see him for. I see him for young PFA.
Yeah, and I think for me, PFA. Unfortunately, I actually genuinely believe Palmer could have been in a conversation for PFA if Chelsea were better. So not even necessarily competing for the title, but like just even like a solidified fifth, fourth, like kind of this thing. And obviously his numbers would have been better too if Chelsea were that high up. But I think young PFA, I think definitely Palmer. Saka was the other person I thought would definitely win it over Palmer. But I feel like Saka in the last
10 games.
Yeah, like he's shown up in terms of like goals and numbers. Like I feel like he's been up and down. But within the next 4 games, depending on how that goes, if Saka goes crazy for the next 4 games and Palmer doesn't do anything for the next 4 games, you never know. But I think Palmer. And then for me, if Arsenal win, I think Rice or Odegaard. I don't know. I don't know who they are more likely to give now. Not Saliba. I don't know who they are more likely, but I feel like Rice or Odegaard. And then if it's City, I think it's Foden for sure. Like they'll give Foden.
Foden's numbers in EPL are not better than like Palmer and all those other guys.
But if they win, like
in the league,
but here's the thing, right?
Yeah.
Context to that is like there's always context, right? Like when you look at some of the important games that have given City like
the
edge and things like that, like all those things, they would factor into their decision, right? And then it's also worth mentioning that Palmer has 20 goals, more than Foden, sure, but 8 of those have been penalties. Foden has, I think, maybe 16 or 15, something around that, and no penalties. Like, you get? So I think things like that obviously matter, and it's not just all about numbers. The second person for me is Rodri. I think Rodri too is a very good shout.
Why?
Because he's been very solid for them.
Okay, oh, it's because he has not lost any.
No, it's because it's
any
been
game.
solid. Like it's because it's been very solid for them.
I
Like
like
Foden,
that
That
stats.
too.
For me, I personally believe Rodri after KDB, Rodri is City's best player, and
Best or
KDB,
most important.
I would say best because at the end of the day, it's relative to his position.
Got you.
Do you get what I'm saying? So it's like considering him as a DM for City versus say Haaland as a striker for this thing is like it is what it is. It's one of those things where obviously Haaland is a top striker and world class striker and all, but if you put someone else there, they won't score as many goals as Haaland, but they will get the job done because of how City creates sort of thing, right? So I feel like Rodri has been that good and he's been available for them. You know, KDB obviously was injured at some point, Haaland was injured at some point. Foden has been there too. Rodri has been there. So yeah, that's what I think.
That's fair. That's fair. I agree.
Let's switch gears a little bit
Yeah,
here.
and-
Let's go to the
Yeah, and I mean, for you guys, let us know what you
For
think
sure.
as well. Like,
Yeah.
do you think PFA should be young PFA? You know, let's get your thoughts on that.
yeah.
Let's
we-
know.
When
I feel Kopama should rainbow by the
we
way.
should, yeah,
so-
we should let you guys vote actually. So we'll put something up on our social media for you guys to
Yeah,
vote.
for sure.
Kobe Maino for young PFA. It's been
Kobe
amazing.
Maino, come on now.
Yo,
Someone says it's better than
Man,
Harvey
I don't mind fans
Elliott.
in
Come
the-
on now.
Man U
Yo,
fans in the- in
that
the world will be
Garnacho
happy.
guy, what he did in his last game, I think I'm not a Man fan because I would have been on my social media ranting, man. People keep cutting him slack because of his age. I'm like, bro, you're old enough to be on the field. You're old enough to collect this heat.
And
bro.
also,
Like,
you're old enough to get all this praise and all this stuff. I don't like the.
I don't like that
I don't
thing
like the
when
bias.
yeah, you do well and they hype you, cool.
then-
But you do bad and they say, oh, it's too young. Don't, bro. It's football. We have to tell him that he did bad. Like we're not insulting him,
Yeah,
Very
but
fair
like
enough,
you
yeah.
know,
Yeah.
his mates are doing better. Anyways,
yeah. We can jump into my favorite like segment. You know, when we talk about basketball, like the playoffs for me just bring so much excitement. Like I know you guys discussed some of it already previously, but right now we're seeing a different like era of basketball. We're seeing some new
End of an era.
superstars. When we're seeing some like amazing young players, like we're seeing players like Shai, Anthony Edwards, Luca. You know, like those guys are really the ones like run the NBA at this point. I'm also seeing like the demise of people like Curry, LeBron, and like my favorite one of all is KD. Nothing makes me happier than seeing KD lose and have nothing to say at this point. But what do you guys think so far about the playoffs? What do you guys think about, you know, the Suns right now, KD, all these like, you know, older guys, you know, kind of like.
Yeah. I think right now, people have just like they're phasing out essentially, and the thing is they're still very good players individually, right? But the thing is, with the younger players, like those guys are hungry. You know, they're probably not as hungry anymore. So it's like you look at Corey, you look at LeBron, you look at KD. If you look at their numbers, they're still putting up numbers, right? But you know, it's just one of those things where you're just not affecting the game like you used to anymore,
For sure.
right? Like you're simply not affecting the game as you used to.
I'll say, you know, last season in football, we had this realization that we're coming to the end of an era. Gareth Bale was leaving, Ronaldo was leaving to Saudi, Messi going to
Yeah.
America.
Yeah.
We just knew that okay, this phase of football
Yeah.
is like kind of ending. Like
Hazard
Suarez,
retired.
Hazard. We were seeing this left and right, and I feel like we're getting to that level in basketball. Probably end of this season, we're going to see a bunch of retirees or you know people that are going to go to smaller teams to just play like backseat roles for stars that we've grown up and watched all our lives. I feel like there's going to be a bunch of them that we've adored for a long time and are going to just go into that
Yeah.
phase. So
For sure.
I think it's just it
It's part of the
happens
game,
in
man.
in
Yeah,
every
and
sport. It's just time.
One thing I would say is the biggest factor for me about the shift is that the young players do not have an ounce of fear when they play these other
Yeah.
guys now. Like
That's beautiful.
you're seeing people like Anthony Edwards going at KD.
Yeah.
Like not in a disrespectful way,
Yeah.
but letting you know like I'm better than you
Yeah.
now. Like
I'm
you're
here to
good.
snatch your
You're my
throne.
favorite player and all this stuff, but I'm here to take that throne. you see players like Luka Doncic. Luka Doncic, I feel like from the moment he walked to the NBA, he felt like he was the best player in the NBA. Like every night he's on the floor against another player, he believes he's the best player. And then you also have like just a different skill set like of players that they're just extremely athletic. Like
Yeah.
they want to defend, they want to like play both sides of the game. You know, like they can score, assist, rebound. It's such a different game right now from what like I think even players like KD or LeBron were used to. Like you know, you're playing against a guy like Nikola Jokic that does not miss. Like you're playing with a big that can shoot the three, mid range, post up. Like some of these players, I feel like we're going to watch them for so long. And I'm not saying they're going to surpass like these older guys,
Yeah.
but the numbers they're already putting up now is
Get
only going to
crazy,
get better.
yeah. And to that point too, I feel it has a lot to do with like the opportunity to snatch their chance, if that makes any sense. Because for them it's like, oh, like yeah, I know you guys are going to tune in to watch Steph. Like I know you guys are going to tune in to watch Bron. I know you guys are going to tune in to watch KD. So this is my opportunity to show you that.
Let you know who I
yeah,
am.
exactly.
Yeah, that's what Shai did with,
Yeah,
with
with
Curry.
Curry, exactly.
Yeah.
Like he milked it, like posted it on his
Yeah.
on
His
his
IG.
IG and everything. Do
Yeah.
you get? So yeah, so it's just one of those things where it's their opportunity to snatch chains and they're taking it, right?
Yeah.
Um
What do you guys think about also kind of like the end of not the end, but like the failures that super teams have had since the likes of Golden State, KD, Klay Thompson, which I still believe is the best team that's been assembled in
See,
decades.
I like when people say that, but I also want people to remember that there was actually a super team before KD, Steph, and super team with Bron. The Miami super team
yeah, people
seems to be
people,
on that.
yeah,
But
people
that
don't
was a
talk about
full-
it.
the reason why people may not say that is because although Wade had won with Shaq, the team that was existing in Miami before Braun and Chris Bosh joined wasn't like an already established team.
Agreed, but when they came there, it became a
It
super
became a
team.
super team, obviously, and they also played against a team that was identified or they were looking at as a super team with like Rondo, Celtics,
Yeah, Celtics.
Kevin Garnett. So those two guys, they knew they were going to face each other. They're in the same conference. So like people tend to overlook that. But I would say with Golden State especially, that was an already existing team that was still in their prime that just just lost the championship and won one the year before. That added a top 3 player in the NBA that they just beat.
Yeah.
I agree.
So that team by itself is like you're already a team that's winning, that's competing. Like we know you're going to compete again the next season, right? You add a player of that caliber, literally to go against a team that you possibly are going to face again in the finals, which is Cleveland and LeBron and all that stuff. Like that team, I don't think you could have assembled a better team than that. You have the best point guard at that point with Curry, probably arguably the best shooting guard with Klay
Klay
Thompson.
Thompson.
Like Green obviously brings the defense, but then you add the best small forward in KD. Like
Yeah,
I
I
don't know,
think
man.
I think my thoughts on that in general is I always say how, cause then I always say how like people don't give enough credit to how well the Golden State team
Manage
worked out.
that team.
Because
not easy.
people just like, oh yeah, you have 2 of the best players in the league, and you have maybe you have like next level like stars in like people like Clay and or like all stars. Let's just put it that way, right? And it's like yes, but like that's not all it takes
To win.
To win. Do you get what I'm saying? But it's like I feel like Golden State made it look so easy that people for a second were thinking it is easy, and I feel that's what led to the influx of like, oh, stars now like, you know what, yeah, we're just gonna start teaming up and winning titles. And obviously the seasons that followed is like, I know they didn't play as much, like KD,
The
Harden,
Nets.
Kyrie, everything is like, everyone saw that first like, oh my god, these guys are going to win champion.
What if, because technically all the other super teams that have been assembled after the Golden State super team they've all had KD inside. Maybe he's the
Maybe he's the X factor.
Nah, but I mean, you can't say he's technically just because
When he
he's
went
coming
to-
from one.
'Cause I feel like
and he
any
wants-
team he joins automatically gets that tag now, like a super team.
Yeah, because to a
I
certain
mean, he worked with
extent.
him though.
So-
He worked
He
with
worked
him
only once.
and then
And people
No, but
keep
I
thinking
feel
he'll
like
work elsewhere.
he gets the tag because of two things. One, because KD is that good, and two, KD has been wanting to go to a team that he feels can win. Like, do you get what I'm saying? Like, he's not going to hustle. So he's been going to teams where it's just like, I'm going straight to the title. But unfortunately,
Does that taint his legacy as a player?
Of course, but it's
for
like
me, always. Even for him joining Golden State like already did that. But Kaide, you mentioned something that I wanted to like.
But he will not have
touch
any
on
ring
quickly,
if he didn't go.
which I agree with. So as an individual, you made the right decision. But for me as a basketball fan, like I feel like that was just I don't know. Like again, this is KD's life, it's his legacy. Like he chooses what he wants to do with it. But for me as a basketball fan, watching that move was probably one of the worst things I've seen happen in basketball. But yeah, that's that. I feel with the whole thing about super teams now, you mentioned something that's so important that how Golden State managed that team. A lot of teams did not look at that as like a blueprint. Like Golden State was already a winning team, right? They knew how to get to that point, right? And they added a missing piece. With these other teams, they want to put three superstars together and they want them to win in the first season. Like
that's not gonna work.
the team hasn't been in that position. Like I feel like Suns when they added KD with Booker and
Chris Paul.
that could have been different. You know,
Not
who
for the
knows?
injuries.
If not for the injury that Chris Paul had. But then when you look at the other teams that KD has joined, for example, like Brooklyn, just throwing
Injuries
in,
too.
like it just hasn't seemed to work. And I think Harden and Embiid. Who was the last guy on their team? I don't want to add Tobias Harris because I think that guy is the worst
was it
player in the
Maxey?
league. No,
I
Maxi
wasn't-
wasn't really like.
I'm trying to remember if there was. Yeah, maybe it was
There's
just
a
two of
third
them.
guy.
Actually.
Yeah, I don't think there's a third guy.
There was a
Jimmy,
third
was
guy.
it Jimmy Butler? It wasn't Jimmy.
No,
No.
I can't remember.
I don't know why I can't pick out who it was, but there was a third guy.
Yeah, but we've seen the likes of that. We've seen the Harding and
This guy that doesn't play, that doesn't
and
like shoot his
Kawhi,
three. The guy that doesn't shoot.
Tobias.
DeRozan.
Ben
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 Simmons,
Simmons. Oh
exactly. Yeah.
Ben Simmons.
Yeah, you're right.
But yeah, man, and that's the thing is also another part of it that people don't give enough credit to is when you're joining a team. I feel like Golden State is unique though. It's a unique situation because Curry was the main guy there, right?
Yes.
And that thing would have never worked like if Curry didn't take a
Backseat.
backseat to a certain extent, and his egos clashing. And the thing is, I feel with all these other guys that want to form super teams, they probably want to be like the face of the super team. It's like KD wants to be the best, Booker probably wants to be the best. Bill doesn't want to just be like the other guy, Harden, Kyrie, KD. I'm pretty sure all three of them wanted to be like the guy. Where it's just like, oh, I'm the best of the super
I
three.
feel like that team, COVID really messed with that team.
Yeah.
Because of the Kyrie situation with COVID.
Oh yeah.
It wasn't really
there was a lot of
good.
media. There was
Yeah,
a
it
lot
was
of
all-
media. This thing
They were
going
able
on.
to really play. They didn't have a full season together.
Yeah, so
But-
it's just like, yeah, man. So I just feel again, there's so much that goes into it. It's like also they don't factor in the teams. Like, okay, it's like, okay, yeah, you have three superstars. What of the guy that's going to be coming in from the bench? Does he go well with this guy? It's like, okay, KD which was one of the points. I think it was someone that brought it up. Where it's just like, you have three superstars that play their best
Shoot
in the
mid-range,
mid-range. Like why do you think that would work? Do you get what I'm saying? It's like look at Golden State, like Steph Curry from deep, Klay Thompson from deep, like those they
Or
can
mid-range.
exactly like they can also go, or well, maybe not they, but like Curry also can go to the rim. Like you know what I'm saying? It's like Curry can play off ball, Klay Thompson's playing off ball. If KD wants to be playing ISO ball, Curry and Klay can literally still have the best games of their lives without barely touching the ball. Then you have Draymond Green that can be the facilitator and everything. So it's like KD was the only person that played how KD played. Klay and
Curry.
Curry already, they've been doing that for years, so they know how to do their splash
yeah.
bro thing. Like one can be on the other side. So it's like that's a team that fits perfectly. But again, I feel people don't put in the concept of a team when trying to build super teams. Where it's like yeah, you can have 5 amazing individual players that will come together and would get beat up by like a
which is what the
Nuggets.
Clippers have now.
Yeah.
Which is what the Clippers have now.
We can both have the same. This might sound very crazy, but we might both have the same ingredients to make jollof rice.
Yeah.
But my own can like slap.
Yeah.
But yours
because
might not slap just because of how you put your own
yeah.
together.
So
And no, sorry to cut you off, but an example of that is, for example, the Suns added Bradley Beal, who's a shooting guard,
yeah.
and Devin Booker is also a shooting guard, and then you want to transition or change Bradley Beal into a point guard.
Yeah.
In the same season, you want him to bring you the championship while he's trying to figure all these things out. Like,
It's insane.
it's insane. And then you also like
You have
let go of
Booker-
all your picks. Like,
Booker saying rubbish on the media.
And I think that's what made me also understand that these guys are not even looking at it right. Because I remember that at the beginning, straight to them being maybe second favorites or favorites. Everybody's like, oh my god, the league is cooked. And I was just there sitting. I'm like, wait, is it that I look like a hater right now, or am I right to think that this cannot work? Like, it's like Booker, Beal, and KD. I'm like, how
How
does that
is this
work?
going to
How
work?
is that going to work? And then you have Booker saying, I don't see how things are going to guard us. I'm like, brother,
It's
you're
very-
not.
it's
This is
very
not.
easy.
You're not playing. Literally, like you're not playing. This is not pick-up basketball. Do you get what I'm saying? These are teams that are going to face you in a series of 7 with assignments.
that have a game plan.
Do you get what I'm
You know
saying? Like if they keep you guys out of the mid-range, for instance, it's like, okay, now you need to get your groove back, and like, because KD is not going to settle for 10 threes, for instance. Booker is not going to do that. Bill is not going to do that. All of you want to go into the mid-range. You get what I'm saying? If one or two of you aren't getting it going, what then happens? You also don't have the luxury, and that's what people don't realize. So you don't have the luxury of, okay, I'm going to shoot to get into rhythm. Now, the advantage KD had in Golden State is Curry and Clay are shooters, so they are used to their games being around the fact that almost some days I might get only X amount of shots, but they are over 40% shooters for a reason. That's how they live. They have those games obvious where they are out of rhythm, and it is that. But you barely see Curry going in on some like, okay, I need to get into rhythm, so I'm going into the lane to do this. Live and die by the 3. They are used to playing that way. So yeah, man. And I feel like until people want to properly assemble super teams again, it's just simply not going to work. Also, Golden State were a super team in the real sense of like considering the whole team. When you look at it, they had 2 superstars like a lot of other NBA teams have. But it's just like, again, after those 2 superstars, the next level of players are all-stars. The next level of players, very good players. The next level of players like 3 and D. Like, do you get what I'm saying? It's like you have a little bit of everything that you actually need, as opposed to, okay, maybe 3 superstars and then
other
7
guys are
plumbers.
just
Like,
like-
you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's something
That's
I was going to bring up, because when you trade your entire team technically for a bunch of role players, it's hard to make that fit, because you're looking at a team whereby you have KD, Devin Booker, and I hate that we're kind of like hammering the nail on the Suns, but I think they're just the perfect scapegoat, because the owner didn't care what he needed to do just to put together a super team.
Yeah.
And it was like there was no patience there was no form of like plan. Like, for example, with Milwaukee, we could say they're a super team to some extent, but they have all the right players in the right places, right? You have a really good shooting guard in Middleton, you have a really good point guard in Dame, and you have Giannis, who we know can win games for you. Either of those guys can win you a game, and they all play differently to some extent, right? But with Suns, right, you sell everyone, and your backup guys are like Yusuf Nurkic, which isn't bad, and you have like Allen, which honestly he's been the biggest benefactor from this whole KD book, because he's had so many open shots and he has knocked them down, which also gave him another $70 million contract. Like, he's taken advantage of that situation so well, and honestly, I'm happy for him. I know he's a dirty player, but I'm happy for him because at least something good came out of that situation, right? But with the other guys, I can't even remember like what other guys are on, like Royce O'Neal. There are a lot of average players on that team.
Gordon was on that team saying he needs to get more
More-
recognition or some shit. I said, bro, like, do you not know?
Do you know who you're with?
And that's another thing actually. People knowing their roles.
And they're not buying into anything.
People
They're not
know their
buying.
rules.
Yeah, it's not.
Because
You need to
I
know
know
your
already when you
rules.
have a ring, your rings are not different sizes. It's not by I was the best player. I was.
Bro,
Everybody has the same
see,
ring.
but Andrew,
so just
the thing about that is
watch
like,
your ego.
even like, it's like,
Hardest thing to do.
and that's the thing, is like when you're assembling players that don't understand, like, as much as Corey was the most important player on Golden State, he was not the best player on Golden State, but he understood that. You get what I'm saying? There were times in games where he's just like, well, KD's on the court. Like, do you get what I'm saying? And he would just leave KD to be KD without, you get what I'm saying? Like, cause egos clash. Like, Corey can be on some, you know what, it's my team. Like, I want to be the one to have the opportunity to score the game winner. You get what I'm saying? Like, all those things, like, and that step back he did led to KD winning MVPs and led to all the discourse. But again, your ego can get in the way there where you're just like, bruh, nah, man, not on my team. Like, this guy is not coming on my team
Yeah.
to do this. You get. And then you have guys like Klay Thompson who had to take a little bit of a backseat. You had Draymond Green where it's just like, oh, there was a big three, but now he's kind of out of that big three. You had the Iggy's, you had all those bench players where it's like,
Livingston, like
bro, exactly. Like Livingston is a good example. So it's just like those guys are very good players that don't have to, accept the lesser role, but for the good of the team, they're accepting it. But now you know how to assemble other teams where almost of the 10 players on the roster, only 2 people know their place.
yeah.
How is that meant to work?
It's not gonna work. There's no way.
Like how? So yeah, man. But yeah, I think in terms of eras, like both individual players and even teams, like I feel like it's coming to an end. Honestly, I feel like now we might be going back into the era of like teams, because when you look at teams like even OKC, like they're building like a
Timberwolves.
team, like Timberwolves, they're building a team. It's not just built on superstars.
Yeah.
And I think that's good to see. So yeah, I think for today, that's about it. Honestly, we're in the middle of the playoffs, so that's been
Playoff has
really
been
good.
exciting so
For
far.
sure.
Yeah, so I think we'll keep talking more about that on
LeBron
our.
escaped the broom.
Before
On our
before
other
we
episode.
wrap up here, we can just finish up on this. What has been the most exciting series for you guys currently?
For me, the one we just watched today, the Dallas
Clippers.
Clippers.
Clippers series, it's been exciting. so
Yeah,
far.
I think I was saying even on prior to their current game, I was saying how like I feel like that was the most balanced.
Yeah, but
series.
also, let me
matchup.
not forget, Halliburton, he did it though. Like what I said on the recap episode, we were saying Indiana and Bucks.
that he will come back and.
Yeah, we're saying that
Yeah,
but he
but
had
Halliburton,
a
it was
horrible
quite
game, though.
yes. So
Yeah,
I was going to
but-
say that he scored
but-
the winner, but he was
He had
so
a
bad.
horrible
but
game.
they did it. They're leading the series now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So that might be exciting because I feel Bucks win the next one.
But Bucks
No,
lost
no
Dame
Giannis,
and
no Dame.
Giannis.
That's gonna be tough.
And-
Possible.
Yeah. And then by the time this episode will come out, you guys, this would have already played
True,
out
true.
anyways. But yeah.
Honestly, I was gonna say the Knicks and Philly because there's been a lot of back and forth
Yeah,
between
but they're
Embiid
3-1
but now they're
3-1
3-1 up.
Yeah.
So I mean,
Yeah, but it's still been a very good series. Like it's been close.
Series. Yeah.
Like outside
Oh, the games have
the
been-
games have been
yeah,
close. Like it's been a good series.
Jalen Brunson has been
Yeah.
like literally the catalyst for that team.
I agree.
But I mean, right now it's 3-1. I want to see what Embiid can do. I didn't expect him to go down 3-1, but
I just want our neighbors to win a ring in my lifetime.
the
'cause-
Clippers.
No, New York.
Oh, our neighbor.
Oh,
Oh, okay.
yeah,
okay.
Toronto neighbors. I tell you, maybe you're talking from Golden State.
No. Neighbors like
Yeah,
Toronto.
but
I'll
yeah,
see New
it's
York
been interesting to
win
see if
something.
Suns actually do get swept. Well, I guess
That would be
wait-
fun.
we'll
I
wait
can't wait
see.
to see what KD has to
Yeah.
say after that.
And I know Bill came out to form. He's never
He'll be
been swept
damned.
and he'll be damned that he gets
I
swept.
mean,
So
we're
you have to
gonna
back.
watch
You have to
it
back that
tonight,
up.
so we'll see.
But yeah. Anyways, thanks guys for listening up onto this point.
Click all the buttons.
Yeah, like,
share, subscribe,
comment, engage,
tell a friend, tell a
all,
friend.
all that stuff.
And let us know your thoughts. Honestly, let us know the games you're enjoying as well. We touched on a lot of topics, so guys, let us know what you think.
We'd love to get like questions and stuff so we can answer on the pod as
Exactly.
well.
Yeah, and I know on our page we have the whole I think fan link or
Yeah, the forum.
listener link, so there's anything in particular you want us to speak about,
There were some questions.
you have some questions about, you want to ask
A
Andrew.
fan mail. You want to say Andrew is fine. It's fine.
No, you want to ask Andrew why he has such crazy takes, feel free to send those in.
How my
And
takes
Yep.
crazy.
we'll help you ask.
For sure.
But yeah, man. Anyways, thanks for listening up until this point.
Till the
and
next
see you guys
episode.
next time.
Peace.
Peace.